Hello, you're welcome once again to my channel. This is Godwin Deonu. In this video, we are going to look at some of the challenges or problems that arise as a result of nursing or midwifery school interview and how you can manage them in order to go to the interview and come out successfully. So if you know someone who applied to go for nursing interview or midwifery school interview, please like, subscribe, and share these videos to them so that they will be well prepared for these challenges. The first challenge I have here is anxiety or being nervous about the impending interview. All of us, we've gone through that and we have been going through that. Anytime we know there is a task ahead of us, then anxiety sets in. Anxiety in itself is not bad. You need some level of anxiety, the mild form, that can keep you alert and that help you to be focused. But moderate and severe form of anxiety, that is a problem because that can have negative impact on your performance on the day of interview. So you want to identify your anxiety level and be able to work on it. Anxiety arises because of the following. One, you know that you don't know much about nursing or you don't know the kind of questions they are going to ask you. That could be a source of anxiety for you. Or outcome of unknown. You don't know how the interview is going to play out. Since you don't know the people who are going to ask you the questions, you don't know the panel members, you don't know anything about them, you don't know how nice or difficult they could be. That alone could be a source of anxiety for you. And the environment itself, the community in which you are going. Let's say, for instance, you are from the south and the interview date will be the first time for of you going to the northern part of Ghana. That alone could be a source of anxiety in you because you have not been to the north before. Even if you've been there, you've not been there because of interview. And in this case, you are going to justify your inclusion. You are going to justify why they have to select you. And that alone could be a source of anxiety. So for you to be able to reduce the level of anxiety you are experiencing, you need to overcome all these things. So if you're able to identify the sources of the anxiety, then you can tackle them one by one. For instance, if it is your inability or you not knowing much about nursing, still there is time for you to know more. You can ask people who have been to nursing. You can ask people who have been to the interview last year to tell you more about the interview. What are some of the likely questions they could ask you? When you begin to do all these things, then your anxiety level begins to reduce. Then you need also to read wide. You need to read around your subject areas. What are the courses you did in senior high school? You need to look at them. What are the chances that they will ask you certain questions? You need to look at all these things. And if you begin to read wide around this, in a hospital setting, what are the departments in a hospital? What are the roles of nurses? And why you want to do nursing? If you look at all these things, then your anxiety will begin to reduce. Then if the source of anxiety is you not knowing the place or the environment is unfamiliar to you, then you need to go there a day before your interview date so that you could familiarize yourself in the environment. It could give you the opportunity to see other applicants who have been to the interview on that particular day before your interview date. Then you can interact with them. You can ask them the possible question they ask them and all that. You can even interact with continuing students and socialize. And if you begin to do that, then your anxiety level will begin to reduce. Then if your anxiety is about the source is about you not knowing the outcome of the interview, focus. Just go to the interview room, do your best, and leave the rest to the judges and God to do. So when they ask you the question, make sure you pay attention, you give the honest answer or the correct answer. If you don't hear the question well, ask for them to repeat the questions again. And when you are doing all these things, then your anxiety level begins to reduce. And if you are someone who have not been through interview process before, and you have finished reading wide in nursing, you have discovered much information, you have a lot of current affairs, You have read the news, you listen to the news, you have watched the TV for news and all that, both globally, locally, or regionally. Then you can ask friends and families to begin to question you whilst you provide the answer. In the absence of any of them, if you don't have friends and families around, go to your room, face the dressing mirror, face yourself, and ask the questions and answer them correctly. You can even have audio recorder there to record yourself and play it back to listen to your responses. Where you are fumbling, then you correct them. And if you are in the process of doing all these things, then you realize that your anxiety level will reduce. Another problem that could arise as a result of nursing and midwifery school interview is lateness. Lateness in the sense that by the time you reach the center, interview session is over. In that case, you need to set off from your home as early as possible. As I said earlier, if you have the means, you can get there a day before your interview date. Or you can even get there as early as possible. Maybe dawn or early in the morning of your interview date, so that you can be there on time. When they call on you, you can enter the interview session. If you do all these things, then you don't need to worry much about lateness. The next problem I have here is hunger. Even though on the day of interview, the school or the college will provide you with some form of snacks, that might not be enough. So you need to have extra biscuits or drinks in your bag, or if you can, get something around and eat, so that your body will be active during the interview session. Because in the process of your interview, if you are hungry, your brain cells will not work perfectly. So you need to eat, not to eat too much. You need to take something light that will keep you energized for the task ahead. Yes, some people could not eat, especially when they have a huge task ahead of them, like exams or interview. So if you are one of those people, you need to find a way of getting something in your tummy, because you don't know when your time will be due to be called in. You could be the last person for the day. That will take you to the afternoon. So if you are sitting down for say 6-7 hours without taking anything, and by the time it will be your turn, you might be feeling dizzy, and when you are feeling dizzy, that can affect your performance. So you need to take in something light, something that can keep you going. So you need to look at that. Another problem or challenge is the stomach upset. The stomach upset could be as a result of you eating meals that are too spicy, or could be as a result of anxiety, and that can lead you to having running stomach, and that is very traumatizing. So you need to work on this. So a night before your interview date, you need to watch your meals or your diet, so that you don't have too much pepper or ginger or those spices in the meal. Because if they upset your stomach, it means the following day you are going to be running, and you find it difficult to pay attention in the interview session. So you need to watch what you eat, so that you will have the confidence when you are sitting down. You will not be fidgeting because something is happening in your stomach. And even if that happens, you begin to sweat profusely. If sweating profusely, then you get confused to give correct answers. So you need to watch the kind of things you eat. Then another challenge could also be that you not carrying all your documents along. The interview letter you receive, they've specified document they are looking for. So you need to pack them in one file. You need to check them. You need to do all the photocopies and make them ready in one file. And the file should be at a point where you can easily reach out and take, so that in the process of packing your thing and you want to hurry up and go and all that, you don't leave some of the document out. You need to check all those things. If you are in a room with other people, then you need to find a place where to keep your document, or you need to let them aware that they should not touch your things. Because if they pick something out of your document, means if you are to travel from Accra to the northern part of Ghana, that will pose a challenge, because during the interview day, it will be difficult for you to go back to your hometown to go and pick the document. So you need to look at this. And I believe that when you observe all these things, you'll be fully prepared and put yourself in a better position to go through the interview successfully. And if there are other problems or challenges that could arise that I have not touched on, please leave them in the comment section and let's see how we could address them. And if this is your first time on my channel, please like, smash that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be part of this small community and you'll be the first to be alerted anytime I upload new videos. Thank you for watching. Shalom.